Well, we are back with Coach Donnie Danklefsen after another national championship, second in 3 years. You win in 2023, you win in 2025. I don't know how you reflect on this, but when you look back, how is 2025 going to be special?
25 was just a way different route. I think it's way more appreciative second time. Like, we won 23, obviously a walk off. We had the crazy path to get there, and just kind of ran around, like didn't know what to do. And 25, I literally walked out the dugout and just started crying, because I think you just appreciate the fact that you did it twice. Like, how much hard work goes into it. Things have to go your way. It was just like an unreal feeling, that appreciative you get to do that twice in your life. And now we're just trying to do it one more time.
16-0 in the conference. That's a good start to the year, and it's only been done 10 times in the history of the MIAA, 3 times by us since the year 2000. What is it like to go undefeated in this conference, which is just filled with tough teams top to bottom? That's an accomplishment in its own right, isn't it?
Yeah, I think our conference is really underrated. I mean, I think from top to bottom, there's 5-6 teams that are pretty good. And I think this year it's going to be loaded at the top. It's going to be a struggle. But I think we did last year a really good job of going game by game and staying focused. And it's a really special feeling to run the conference. And we talked about, if you want to be elite in our conference and with the best teams ever played Trine, you've got to go undefeated, because we've done it a couple times. This team has never done that. So that was a goal we actually talked about. We said, let's run the conference and be one of those teams. And that was a goal, and we did a really good job with that last year, staying focused game by game.
You guys obviously are ranked number 1 in the conference in the preseason ranking. Adrian, pesky squad, they beat us once in the conference tournament playoff stuff, but obviously we beat them during the regular season, but they were second in the preseason poll. Is that the team to look out for if you're looking at kind of scouting the rest of the division?
I think they're going to be really good. I also think Hope's going to be really good as well. And Calvin. Calvin got a D1 transfer in. They got another really good hitter in. Hope got a couple kids that I looked at. I think they're really good offensively. The pitcher's back. Adrian's always going to be really tough. That rival is going to be good just because of Coach Fox. So I think the top 4 this year are really going to be close. It's going to be, I said the last 2 or 3 years, our conference tournament was tougher than our regional. And I think that'll be the case this year as well.
I asked Tyra at one of the basketball games, what do you think is your top rival? What's the team that you want to beat the worst? It's just, Calvin. I mean, Hope. I mean, Alma. I mean, it was like the whole conference. Like, getting to know Tyra Marcum, who's going to be a junior this year, just incredible left-handed hitter, so much power to the pull field. The fact that she played, kind of hobbled a little bit last year. Her knee wasn't 100%, was not going to sit out for anything. To bring in somebody like her with Debbie Hill, who we already had, and to see how well they've worked together, it's been really fun to watch her grow and mature, hasn't it?
Yeah, those two, sometimes people like that would maybe see it as rivals. Those two embrace each other. It's a competition, race to 20. We always talk who's going to get there first. They just really feed off each other. And they really should love each other, because they help each other out. I mean, they hide each other in the lineup. They had to pitch to one of them. But it's fun. We have those 2 in the cage this year with Macy, and that's about 3 good hitters you can get in the cage. And it's fun to watch those 3 compete, but also celebrate each other. And you have those 3 back to back in the lineup, and that's about as tough as it gets.
Well, Tyra had a big year last year offensively, but even though she's a little bit banged up, she's super productive. But people might forget, we lost Jo Trine down the stretch for a significant part of the playoffs. She did try to come back at the end, but for you guys to do what you did without 2 of your best players at 100% is just another feather in your cap, isn't it?
Yeah, Kenny Huckabee stepped up big time for us. Keelan Wheaton stepped up big time last year for us. I think you see it this year again. There's a couple of freshmen that are going to fill some gaps, and Joe's going to be out of the lineup again with her back injury. Tyra's had really, she felt better, and then she has some stuff going on with the knees again, so she's going to be in the lineup again. We're going to have young kids step up, and it's going to be interesting to see who fills some gaps. But I think offensively, again, we're going to be really tough to pitch to.
What about Jo Trine winning the conference MVP when probably her biggest competition was her own teammates, right?
And that was really the argument. Who do you put up? Who do you go with? You go with batting average, you go with power numbers. And our conference always votes on average over power. And so I thought it was awesome for her to get that love, because she always gets overshadowed by the power kids. But, Jo is probably, and I always have coaches tell me, your toughest out is Jo Trine. Your biggest out is Debbie and Tyra, but your toughest out is Jo Trine. And, last year she just battled like crazy to be in and out of the lineup like she did. And, this year I'm trying to do a better job of managing her pain and look at who we're playing. Should she be in the lineup? Should she not be in the lineup? But we're going to go as Jo goes, like we did last year. I mean, her personality is just that kid that just gets us up and down. And, that kid it gets a lot of fun to be around, and her energy really gets us going.
I got to talk to her a couple of times, and I know if she's not playing, she's really hurt. Like, she wants to be out there with her teammates, and it killed her to miss. I was kind of reviewing my notes from last year and reminded that both Debbie and Emma were second team all-conference, which I can't believe either one of them would be second team. And we guess we can't have everybody on the first team, but Emma Lee, we can't forget about her contribution defensively and on the offensive side. I just thought she was so clutch last year, time and time again.
She is. Emma's always talked about, I want to be a Gold Glove. Yeah. And, I have not seen a center fielder the last 2 years that I would trade for Emma. Obviously, down the stretch, the last game in the World Series, she hits the home run and gets the love there, which she deserves. But Emma's that kid that just every day shows up and sets the tone athletically, how hard she works, and leads by example. Again, I wouldn't trade her for anyone in the country for work ethic and how she behaves and how she sets the tone for us. And I think you're going to see a big year out of her. I think this is the year she explodes offensively in our, probably our 6 hole again. But again, 1 through 6, we're back offensively. So it's really fun to watch those 6 kids do what they did last year, and then we kind of fill the bottom lineup with some new faces.
Probably the biggest question facing your team is the one that everybody knows. It's no Alexis Michon, the dominant pitcher. She was that one you could give the ball to every time and know you're going to get a dominant performance. Obviously, she's with you as a coach now, but not able to play. So how do you fill the gap there from a pitching standpoint without one of the top pitchers in the country?
I think what you're going to see is the people behind her now, that shadow has been removed. I mean, Alexis was great. Obviously, she was the best pitcher in the country last year. She didn't get the award. That doesn't matter. She was the best pitcher in the country, hands down. And now that she's gone, everyone knew last year, big game, who's getting the ball. There's no surprise. So now you're going to see Debbie take a big step. You're going to see Sydney, the transfer, who looks really good right now, really join us and be a part of us. And you're going to see Alex Rodriguez, who didn't do much last year, has looked great so far. Her confidence has grown. The freshmen, Bradley Couch and Cami Arnett, who are new this year as freshmen, are going to throw some. Mickey, who did the World Series last year, she's going to step in. So it's really going to be by committee, which I think you're going to see them grow as a group. And it could be, hey, I need 3 out of you, 2 out of you, 1 out of you, 1 out of you, whatever it is. But you're going to see them really as a unit now utilize their skills and matchups. And if we have one pitching coach in the country who's really good at that, that's Coach Smith. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see what Mr. Miyagi does with his whole staff now and how he wants to use them. And one thing I have to do is keep trusting him, which he's awesome at his job. Hey, this is the matchup. This is what we saw in the film. We're going to go with this for 2 innings, bring it for this hitters. And it could be almost like professional baseball where this hitter is getting this pitcher. Now we're going back to this pitcher. It's going to be fun to really watch what he does. And that's what he's best at.
I am always amazed at the freshmen that we have and the contributions that they make, whether it be a Debbie Hill, whether it be a Tyra Marcum, a Jo Trine. Last year, Whitney Duell was a really good player as a freshman. People watching now, looking forward to the season, what are a couple of names of freshmen that might make an impact this year? And you've already mentioned a couple of the pitchers.
Well, there's going to be 2 shortstops. One's a sophomore, actually. Maddie Cortez, who's going to step in for some innings, shortstop, and then Miley Bowling, the other shortstop. Those 2 right now are kind of neck and neck. And I'm actually going to say this out loud. It'll probably be whoever plays better defense. I'm always offense, but we have enough offense right now. So whoever plays defense will probably take that spot. And then 2 freshmen, 2 freshman catchers right now are kind of battling out, and then 1 sophomore. One's been hurt, so right now she's not really an option. But Natalie Summers right now is a name you're probably going to see. She swings it really well. She is fast. She has the same bat speed as Tyra and Debbie. Working on some angles right now, but she's one kid that's probably come out of nowhere. That's really going to be a name that someone's going to know in 2 or 3 months from now. And there's some other ones, Claire Feehan and Gibbs, the other one, or Gibbs, the other one that's probably going to make a name. So there's some really good freshmen kind of waiting for their turn, and it's going to be fun to see kind of over in Florida and Georgia who pushes forward and takes those spots.
2 national titles in 3 years, multiple MIAA championships, the success, the banners, if you will, out on the wall, out there at the stadium. I asked you the question last year, and I ask it again to wrap up this year. What keeps driving you? What goals are there left? How do you each year kind of motivate and reorient your team toward doing something special when they've already accomplished so much?
Well, I think it's more about the experience. Yeah. I've always thought the new kids haven't experienced that. So it's our job to give them that experience. They haven't experienced the 6 a.m. lifts. They haven't experienced the fun bus rides. They haven't experienced that feeling. So the upperclassmen have, but they haven't. So you've got to find a way to give them that experience. That's our job, right? To bring them here and give them the Trine experience. So, when you wake up every morning, your job is to, how do you better their lives? How do you give them a situation where they be successful? So to me, it's simple. I want to win. It doesn't matter if we win 10 more. I want to win the 11th more. So to me, nothing changes. You know, if I'm doing my job, then I shouldn't be doing this. So it's just, hey, this is your last year right now with senior class. You know, you literally, if you want to be the best class ever, you've got to win one more because it's a class ahead of you, 1, 2, and finish second. So the window is pretty small to be the greatest class ever, and you have the opportunity. So you might as well go after it. You know, the standard here is very high. Let's leave it all on the table and see what happens. And
the standard's high, and it's not going to change.
No, it's not. You know, the dome's coming, the new weight room's coming, so the facilities that we need are on their way. And so far, they have worked really hard. The chemistry's been great, and they're ready to go battle and see where we're at. I know I can't wait to get out of here next week and get out on a field, a real field, not a gym floor, and see where we're at.
It's the top Division III softball program in the country. The Trine University squad looking for their third in 4 years. Coach Danklefsen, all the best and good luck to you guys.
Thank you. Go Thunder.